What up? What up? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And I haven't done a show since Friday. I didn't make any bets over the weekend. So we still have been chugging right along. I'll read my NBA record because that's what the show mostly focuses on. And that's what I'm paying the most attention to right now anyway. But so far to start NBA, we are 60 and 38, 61.2%. And we should be up somewhere a little bit above, I think like 24.7 units is what we're up so far in the season. And just in general, in 2023, up around a little bit above 85 units. So let's try to get back to making some money here this week. We do have a good amount of games to choose from. And we'll rock out how we always do. Let's take a look at the chat. What up, Rick White says, yo, making money Monday. It was a great weekend. Yeah, let's get to it. I'm hungry. I'm ready. Champion Lee, what's going on? Hello, Miss Tasha. Appreciate you tuning in. Kong's Clip says, let's get this money. And that's what we all about. Justin, appreciate you tuning in as well, brother. Yeah. Boofer says, I'm done with NFL. Gets to talk only NBA. I do want to talk about the NFL game for today, though. And I might get there. I might get to the window with a play today. I want to talk it out with you guys, but I'm kind of liking today's game. Dr. Shilly says, how was my weekend? Well, I didn't make any bets. I was kind of just relaxing a little bit. So it was chill. I didn't really go outside because they had the F1 stuff going on, and it's a hassle to really go around the town. It was right by my house. I was listening and just relaxing. Hopefully you had a good weekend as well. Christian, what up, bro? Saturated poking at me. Says, what's my record on Lake Show Place? I don't think I've won one yet this year, but that will turn around. We'll get better with the Lakers. If I stopped betting the Lakers, I'd probably be at 70% so far this year. It's all good though. What up, Casey? He says, I'm busy, but I'm here. Ain't ducking no smoke. Just tag me if there's something I need to respond to. She didn't like being caught out last show, Boofer. She said she's here. And I love the comments. We have a good time here. What up, Sean? Marcus is ready to go. Shaquan says Lake Show. They did get the win yesterday. I bet them second half yesterday. So personal win for me on the Lakers yesterday. If you know, you know, my boy. Saturated. You've been around quite a while. You know what's up. A lot of comments coming in here. I appreciate you guys checking out the show and tuning in. You know, we've been rocking out pretty well. And if you do enjoy the show, do me a favor and hit the like button, as that does help the show. Steve says, watch the show on my work computer, but I had to hop on the phone and drop a like. Let's get this money, Steve. Appreciate you, Steve. 100%. That does help the show. And hey, talk to him, Steve. We'll get there. We'll talk a little bit of NFL at the end. I don't want to start with NFL, but you know what? We can start with NFL because I'm not going to talk long about it. How about that? But comments already coming in. Kong's Clip says he's on the Eagles money line. Steve says Andy Reid off the bye. That's the cap for the NFL game. And I didn't even expect to come on here and talk NFL. I didn't even make a banner. But let's see if we can do this on the fly. I'll put Chiefs versus Eagles. I'm not going to put any point spread or nothing. We'll just put it up there. How about that? And I feel the same way as Steve. I mean, off a bye, well, off of a loss too. I just, for the longest time, and again, I'm not following football every single game that's going on for, after the first 5 weeks. I will start to follow it again when playoffs come. But my thought process is we've seen these teams play, enough recently. And the last time we saw them play, Mahomes was banged up. All the talk was, how banged up he was and that the Eagles were supposed to take advantage. He still showed, why he's great, why he's Mahomes. And just this being a big game, whenever it's a big game like this, I don't want to bet for Mahomes to get shown up when it's in a point spread range. And let me just make sure I still see it there. When it's in a point spread range, under a field goal, that's pretty much just win the game. So I agree with Steve. That's the cat. Andy Reid off the bye, Mahomes, etc. It's just my faith in this guy and that coach in this situation. Bet the Chiefs. Bruce says you're the man with NBA. Let's stick with that ski. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything, but you're absolutely right. NBA is my bread and butter. So if anything I'm betting today, I'm not quite sure I'll get to the window. It will be the Chiefs. I'm absolutely not betting the Eagles, and I agree with the line move. I think it's an under game. So take a look at a couple comments, and then we'll move on over to NBA. B Sim says Mahomes in November, December, January is damn near unbeatable. Let's see. Shaquan says Eagles about to be more hurt after today. Take Rice and the Chiefs. Steve says 21-3 record off a bye isn't a fluke. Showtime says I'm not worried about the Super Bowl revenge. Um, I think it plays a part, but it's not enough to push me to their side. Sean says Kelsey going to show out. Eagles up against tight ends. That would be a way to victory there. Tariq says everyone's on the Eagles plus 2.5. Give me KC, Mahomes, and Reed live for these games. I'm with you, brother. Gravity says KC defense has been pretty good lately. He's on KC tonight. Looks like majority of the people leaning the same way as I am. Rick White says Andy Reid 7-0 at Kansas City versus the Eagles. Um, that's when he coached for the Eagles and KC. So you're saying he's 7-0 versus old team. I think is what you're saying here. All right, let's move on over. We'll be taking the Chiefs if we get involved with NFL. Now NBA, we'll go in rotation order, and we'll start with 501, 502, and I screwed this up here. Dang man, I must have been rushing this morning. I apologize, you guys, but I put Pistons at Detroit, Nuggets at Pistons, and we'll go there. So this one opened -8.5 for the Nuggets. We now see them as a 9-point favorite. Total open 220. It's all the way up to 224.5. Injury report, and we will hit refresh just because we know the first injury report comes out around this time. But for the Nuggets, same two guys are out: Kankar, Murray for Detroit. Killian Hayes is game time, along with Jalen Duren, Harris, Morris, Livers. A lot of game time decisions for this Pistons team, and Bogdanovich out. So both of these teams are on a back to back. It makes me a little bit nervous here. The one thing I'll say for this Detroit team is I don't know how much I want to put my money on a team where you got Mr. Sepper, you got Cade Cunningham coming out and saying, we're just not good. We got to start to correct some of these things. We're not good. They've lost 11 games in a row. That's not a team I really want in my pocket. At the same time, for Denver to be laying this big of a number on a back to back, even though Detroit is unrested too, it makes me a little nervous here. They can do it. They're a top 10 defensive rated team. The offense, top 10 as well. Detroit, bottom 10 the last 5 games in both of those categories. It, this is a tough game. I think if I like Denver, I bet them early, something like first quarter, where majority of the stars are going to play. You don't got to worry about if it is a blowout, people sitting at the end of the game. You don't have to worry about them potentially running out of energy. And I think that's the best way for me to play it. As far as the total, if I like Denver, Denver has been playing at bottom five pace the last 5 games. And if it's gonna go how I think, that Detroit offense has been looking pretty bad. I think Denver can win this one on the defensive end. I don't think they have to even do too much of the scoring to cover this one. So lean Denver first quarter, lean under on the game. Probably not going to get to the window with either. But those are the ways that I would look for this first game here. And let's take a look to the chat. Let's see what you guys are looking at. I think this was for the football game. Guys coming in saying they like the under. Sean Evans says Joker scored 18 points last night. He's going off tonight. Collins Clips likes Michael Porter Jr. over 7.5 rebounds. Says he's been cashing his prop. He's also been failing to pass the ball. I'll be curious what his assist prop is and looking towards the under. I think he's had 0 in 4 games straight. So good call out there, Collins Clips. Hopefully he cash another one on his rebounds. What up, S. Warrior? Manny says, if JD plays, I'll take the Pistons plus the points. If he sits out, I'm taking Denver. That simple. Saturated is in agreement with that same thought. And Alfonso wants nothing to do with this game. Says exotic backwood. He's gonna get it out of here. Boover is letting us know. Detroit, Denver, 0-5 ATS, last five, 3 away, 2 at home. And probably a stay away game, says I'm probably gonna screw his name up. So Abe, I'm not gonna say Abe. AB, maybe I'll just use the first two letters because I know I'll screw it up. Shaquan says Denver first half, whatever that is. Best number you can get right now. My screen is going a little bit slow here. And it doesn't want to pop up. There we go. Best number you can get is -5. -5. Itachi coming in with the trend. The total is 44, 15, and 4, 74.6% when both teams are unrested and the total is more than their previous games. Previous game or games? When is the last time these two teams played? I would be curious. It was last year, March 16th. So I'd be interested for this trend if it's looking at the same season or is that just in general? Because I think it makes a little bit more sense to me if it's same season. Oh, he's saying both their games from yesterday. Okay. So let me go back there. Total is over 74.6%. Both teams are unrested, and the total is more than both their previous games. So their games from yesterday. Got it. Appreciate that. So don't think they'll be focused on defense here on the second of back to back. And the market agrees with that thought. It's already up 4 points. I think that's enough for me. Don't think I'll get there, but I like that trend by Itachi, and I like this type of game. Another game where we have some injury news just come out. We will go 503, 504. We're looking at Boston and Charlotte. Opened up Boston -9.5. They're now 8.5 point favorite. In total, open 232.5. It is up to 233.5. For the injury report, I see Derek White now listed as out, and Al Horford listed as out. For Charlotte, looks like they'll be without Book Knight, Cody Martin, Nidakina, Nick Richards, and Terry Rozier. So this one, you have Boston on the back to back. They played a close game yesterday. You've already seen two of their starters rolled out. This is a Boston team that's really top heavy, right? I mean, how many of those bench guys do we trust? I know they played good in that one game versus Philly, but on a consistent basis, I don't want to be trusting those guys to win any game by marching or double digits. They do still have the main stars, but those plug-in guys, I don't see them playing a whole lot of defense, and you need. I just don't trust them to cover 8.5 points. Charlotte, more rested team at home, and one of my systems did populate that just looks at the margins for both of the teams. When I added that they're unrested, it did make it look really good, like 64 point something percent. But then when I typed in home dog, it made it about 50-50. So what holds me up with Charlotte really is I still don't know how much I can trust them to get stopped. This is the worst defensive rated team the last 5 games in the NBA, and they're going to play. I just don't see them improving on that end. That's just kind of how I feel. So if they were to cover this game, I think it's by scoring. We probably would like Charlotte team total over a little bit more. And I mean, I lean Charlotte still just because I don't trust the Celtics with their current lineup. Team total for the Hornets is 112. I feel like they do a good job getting over that number. I'm gonna write that on my short list, whether it's Hornets plus 8.5 or team total over Let's see here. It was 112, I think it was. 112 is the best number I see. I think I have to get to the window with one of those. Right now, I feel more comfortable with the team total. So let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what you guys are liking on this game. Let's see if you can help push me one way or the other. Let's see. SK likes Boston team total over. Hornets defense has been terrible. I don't even want to talk you off of that. NPS says Hauser threes prop. It's probably a good look there. Saturated says Mark Williams just knows how to rebound. Looking at his prop there once again. JB Brown likes the Celtics Bucks first half money line parlay. Interesting. We will be talking about that Bucks game next. But interesting look. Alfonso says Celtics team total over 61 and a half in the first half, 65 plus. That's what he thinks will happen. He says book it. Booper saying you can sneak in a Charlotte second half player. And I don't have the trend numbers, but I mean it makes sense to me from a point of Boston played yesterday. The more this game goes on, they should be, more tired than the Charlotte team. That's that's why it makes sense to me. And Saturated says that line is 9.5 for Mark Williams rebounds. Dylan also leaning towards over and the Hornets plus the points. Yeah, I know NPS. Not a whole lot of good stuff from this Hornets team, but he's saying why he likes Hauser. He says Hornets bottom three in opponent 3-point percentage and 3-point field goals made, last in defensive rating. Hauser fourth most 3-pointers in November in NBA history, and we still have 10 days left. Good call out. What's the number you see on his 3-pointers? JB Brown says Hornets have been under 117 in the last 4 games. Interesting. Tariq says Hornets first quarter, they start strong. First quarter margin for both of these teams is minus 3.5 for Charlotte, plus 5.3 for Boston. So that says a little bit otherwise. I think I like Hornets more the game goes on. What up, Munaf? Atachi says Hornets have allowed their opponents to score 120 plus in 9 of their last 10 games. The defense has been ass. So, I mean, I can't talk anybody off of playing on Boston's offense. It's just, I think the plug-in guys will not be able to play much defense. So maybe the over is the look here for the full game. Chris Lynch likes Porzingis rebounds. Think she'll get a little bit more with no Horford out there. Joe Rich Ramirez like first quarter Denver, first quarter Celtics, first quarter Pelicans. Mr. First Quarter today. Good luck on all 3 of those wagers. Conk's Clips is leaning or he's liking Tatum double double and Boston to win. That's at a plus 120 price. Who for giving us some second half stats here? Boston 2-6 on the road in the second half. ATS. Charlotte at home 5-2. Charlotte second half plus 3.5. That's what he's thinking looking at there. So good call out. Maybe I go. I mean, Celtics are the best defensive rated team in the last 5 games, but not all those 5 games are they missing 2 of their starters. So I got to figure out. David said he's trending over 232.5. SK says Hornets are ass at home. I'm gonna take a look at one more thing for these Hornets. But I mean, let me know what you guys think in the chat. I think you guys are leaning a little bit more towards over, but Hornets team total over, that just looks pretty damn good. I mean, this is their 4th game in a row, all at home. I know it's their 3rd game in 4 nights, but they've been at the crib. And Boston, this is Boston's 4th road game in a row. They've been winning, but the last 2, I mean, haven't really won by margin. They won by 2, they won by 3. I think we have to take the Hornets here. It's kind of like a, hold your nose kind of play, but I really think the Hornets are to play. I'll think about it. I'm not gonna rush and take it in the middle of the show, but I'll be adding either the Hornets plus 8.5 or Hornets team total over 112. And if you guys see that line move while I continue the show, I will keep an eye on it too. Shout it out so I can get involved before it gets away from me. Next game up, we'll go 505, 506. Milwaukee Bucks heading into Washington to take on the Wizards. Opened up Bucks -9. Still 9.5, even some tens popping up. Total open 243. That's gone. We see 245.5, even a 246. Injury report. We have Beauchamp out, Crowder out, Livingston out for Milwaukee. Johnny Davis for Washington is game time, and they will be without DeLon Wright. How I feel about this game? I was really trying to get there with over. This is just a really high number, and Wizards games haven't been that high scoring. Like they're playing with all the pace in the world for them to get up and over this number. They're actually second the last 5 games in pace. Bucks are 6. So I'm thinking this should be a track meet back and forth type game. And both teams, bottom 10 defensive rated teams within that same span. So a combination of those things, even though Washington's offense has been kind of poor, I just feel like, Poole, as uh, as much as we still expect more from him, I think this is one of those games where we get it. I keep talking about this Bucks backcourt defense just not really being good. And they have started to play a little bit better lately. I got to see it for a long period of time. I still don't trust it. So I like. I mean, the only way I would bet this total is the over. And as far as the side is concerned, I would likely just stay off. I don't trust Milwaukee to lay these kind of numbers, but they have been playing good lately. And I still don't trust the Wizards either at the same time. So I think the best play in this game would be the over. Um, and I'll leave the side alone. Saturated says, how do the Wizards get there? They get there by taking advantage of that perimeter D from Milwaukee. So Poole has to have a good game. Bryce Miller says Poole still can't take care of the ball. Good point, Dylan. With that same thought, Poole over 2.5 turnovers. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mark liking Daniel Gafford over 6.5 rebounds. Somebody should be getting rebounds here for the Bucks. I would think it's Giannis, maybe even Portis. Rick Lopez number is low at 5.5, but this Wizards team has been the worst rebounding team in the league last 5 games. I just see them struggling here on that end for sure. Hooper says Wiz allowing the points, but struggle to help push it over. There you go. That's absolutely what's happening. I saw this too, Dylan. They are ready for Poole to move on out of Washington already. Saturated says, if this is an over, how do the Wizards not get there without Kuzma getting his points? I don't think Kuzma has the best matchup, but I would agree. I think Kuzma does a good amount of scoring, but I don't think he gets over without Jordan Poole for sure. Julio, very good luck on your last leg. We'll see. I mean, I would just say probably my best bet for the day, but I don't want to mess it up, and I don't do a whole lot of parlays, so we'll have a best bet for the show, and I would best bets have been pretty damn good, so I would roll with what we choose when we get to the best bet segment. Julio likes Giannis points over. David says Bucks average 130 points last 3 games. Stay away from him as well. Hmm. They feel like Poole is destined for Charlotte, the land of misfits. All right, let's move over from this game. I guess I just have a lean towards the over there with Milwaukee and Washington. Not a strong lean either, just too high of a number. Maybe you go Milwaukee team total. Maybe that is the way. Either way, we'll go to the next game, and that will be a game I'm interested in. A game the more I think about it, I really want to get involved in. So let's talk it out. We'll go 507, 508. New York Knicks, Minnesota Timberwolves. Game opened This site says it opened 2.5, but I feel like I saw higher than that. We're still seeing 2.5s pretty much across the board. There is a three at Caesars, and there's a couple twos out there as well. So make sure you line shop depending on which way you like it. Total open 216.5. Currently, we're looking at a consensus of 214.5. And injury report for New York: Quentin Grimes, game time decision. Fournier, game time decision. For Minnesota, Clark and McLaughlin out. So, um, it just, I do think the Timberwolves are really strong at home. I feel like the Knicks have started to play a little bit like starting to play good basketball. They've been really strong defensively. I know that's Minnesota's big advantage, against most teams. But last 5 games stats say Minnesota's number three, New York is number five. So they're right there neck and neck. I think we can expect some great defense here. And on that note, neither team really playing with pace. New York is the absolute slowest the last 5 games. Minnesota is 19th. So I think it will be, a slower tempo game, more defensive game. I really want to try to get there with an under. At the same time, I look at I look at how Knicks have been playing lately. I mean, as big as Minnesota is, I still think Knicks can compete on the boards. The Knicks have been the number one rebounding team the last 5 games. We already talked about how close the defense is. Knicks have been the better offensive team. They're getting points here. I would only look towards the Knicks. I would only look towards the under in the game. I really think, one of those, if not both, are bets you can take to the window at the end of the night. So let me hear it from you guys. You guys agree? You like the Knicks? You like the under? Or am I looking in the wrong direction for this game? Mark likes Knicks +3 all day. Raven Ron says he's maybe on that over from the previous game. Kong's Clip says, this is my best bet of the night. Minnesota at home. If you know, you know. Minnesota's been very strong at home. I just worry about this one. This one seems kind of tricky to me. Kylie giving Tease a shout out in college basketball. He says he's like the ski in NBA. My boy Tease does good work. His Twitter, I believe, is Parlay Tease. So make sure you go check him out. And I'm glad you got you some winners there, Kylie. Let's see. Dylan says Knicks match up well. Saturated says it's Knicks first half safe. I was looking at this earlier this morning, and I feel like when I looked at the margins, I'm pulling it up again now. First quarter was better than first half. So first quarter margin for New York plus 2.8. Sorry. Minnesota minus 0.9. And then when we move to first half, so including that second quarter, first half margin, you have Minnesota plus 3.4, New York plus 2. So the stats say first quarter would be even better look than the first half. I do think of the Knicks as that kind of team you like to get in and get out. So I wouldn't talk you off of Knicks early. Manny Foles says Knicks T Wolves under. Alfonso Scott likes RJ Barrett over 18.5 points. Says he turns into MJ when he plays on the West Coast. We are not at that game yet, Kylie. Um, Mark says this will be a one possession game, so I'd rather have points in his back pocket. Bryce Miller's looking at Robinson boards. This is interesting because Minnesota's a good rebounding team, but I know in order to compete with them on the boards and on just their length, Mitchell Robinson's gonna have to play a good amount today. So I think his rebound prop is live. I'll be interested what the number is. Let me know what the number is, Bryce, if you can. Couple people, Justin and Tariq, they like the T Wolves. Munaf is liking that under 214.5. I think I got to write both of these. It's a list for a reason. I guess it turned into a long list, but um, I'm either going to be on Knicks plus 2.5 or under 214.5. I'm going back and forth. I really think both of them can win, honestly. B Sim says he's on Knicks. Dante says Knicks get the Heat at the Garden in the next game. Alejandro says Knicks been playing against soft defenses lately. He's worried this step up of defense will stifle the Knicks. Let me just take a quick look at exactly who they played their last five. Exactly who they played. Let's see. They played the Hornets, the Wizards, the Hawks, the Celtics, and the Hornets. So I could agree. They have been playing some soft defenses. Maybe that's why their offensive rating has increased here. That's a good call out. Looking at Minnesota, I say they face tougher competition lately. Interesting. Tasha says New York on back to back. They're not on a back to back. Not on a back to back today. SK says definitely a big man double double in that game. Just don't know who. Dante is liking Knicks team total under 106.5. And Munaf agreeing that the offensive rating is inflated over the last five. They played the Wizards, Hornets. Okay. This is why I like talking it out, man. That's why I like talking it out. So maybe we don't trust their offense as much. We do still trust the defense. And we trust the pace both of these teams play. LJ, I knew you would like that play. I looked at that play this morning, and then you were the first person to come to my mind. But appreciate you shouting it out. I'll make sure I shout it out again when we get there. It is the last game on the card. Tasha says Wolves more rested. Are they? I mean, they both played this last same day. Wolves did have 3 days off before that last game. It's the third game in 4 nights for the Knicks, so you could say they're more rested. It's not a back to back for the Knicks, though. Chachi says Wolves coming back home after a 5 game road trip. Played hard to fight back and get the 1 point win last game. Could be a sleepy spot. First game back home after a long road trip is usually flat spot. I would agree. So that makes me like both plays more, either the Knicks or the under. Alfonso says he's a Knicks fan. They always start slow on the West Coast. They turn up in the second half. Dwight says 7 footers guarding Randall. He's on the T Wolves. I do think these teams matchup is interesting. 8.5 were those rebounds, I believe it was from Bryce Miller, but minus 150. Sheesh, I probably almost sell for the 9.5. Yeah, I would sell. And on that note, where we talking about Randall's matchup, Ronell comes in and says Randall points under 20.5. Dylan says he's getting locked up tonight, under 20.5. Munaf just reminding us, Wolves are 5-0 straight up in ATS at home. Alfonso says first quarter under 55.5 is a gem. That is, let me see, the full game is 214.5. So for the first quarter to be 55.5, you're getting a good number. That's something that I may have to look a little bit more into. Why specifically the first quarter and not the whole game? But the number and the way I see the game makes me think that it's a good bet. There you go, Bryce. Get that minus 108 if you do end up taking it. I think that's the better way to go. Lit picks like Ant over 24.5 points. Gravity Crush likes Robinson double double plus 425 for a double double from Robinson. Hmm. I mean, he does have Rudy Gobert on the other side, defending him to stop him from getting those points. Might be tough to get the points in this matchup. Not mad at that bet. Tim Green, Mitchell Rob, rebound. Manny says last 3 matchups, 240 points per game. Now that's interesting there. Saturated likes Gobert double double. Says in his career, he averages a double double versus the Knicks. Minus 115 for Gobert. All right, we'll keep moving. I think there were some good call outs here. A lot of people liking Randall under. Shout out for Gobert double double there. Shout out for Robinson rebounds. And kind of split between Knicks and T Wolves as far as side on the show. I haven't seen too many people liking over. Couple over betters over people liking people liking the over, but still my short list would be the under or the Knicks, and we'll see if we can get there for the end of the day. Wham bam, remind everybody hit the like button. Yes, 270 plus people in the chat. If you do enjoy the show, if I'm helping you make some money, hit the like button as it does help me out quite a bit. And we'll move right over. We'll go 509, 510. And I do like this game as well. This one opened up Kings -1. No movement, still -1. Total open 237.5. Consensus of 237. So nothing crazy here. Injury report. Let me hit refresh, but Kevin Herter, game time decision. Trey Lyles, game time decision. Alex Lynn out for the Pelicans. Matt Ryan, game time decision. It looks like Alvarado got ruled in. McCollum, Murphy, and Nance all out. Um, so for me, this one is kind of like a spot kind of situation. Like it's very similar to what I was saying with that. I think it was the Boston game when I pulled it up and looked at it. How they're playing all those road games, you know, and back to back to back, and the other team has been playing home games. Like this is the fourth and sixth, all on the road for Sacramento, and it is the second of a back to back, going up against a Pelicans team who has been playing a little bit better basketball lately. Um, you know, and they had four consecutive home games. So I think this is just a big advantage for the Pelicans here at the crib again. For Sacramento to have to travel again and been playing all these road games. Everybody, like the starters for Sacramento last night, played above 30 minutes. Wouldn't be surprised to see anybody get added to the injury report late or to sit. And I think the Pelicans are the right side in this game. So I take them +1. I think that is a play we can take to the window tonight. Props, I'm trying to think it out. I don't think you want to take too many Kings guys. The numbers, like Sabonis' number, was kind of a little bit lower than what you would expect, and I think it's because of the spot that they're in. So I won't even. I can't think of any good props in this game. I just like the Pelicans here. Let me take a look at the comments. Mino says there's 281 motherfuckers in here and only 78 likes. Start charging, Ski. Booper says this line is fishy. Hmm. Well, you would think that the Kings should be more than a 1 point favorite the way that they've been playing and with their health, right? So I hear you. Saturated agrees, says this game trappy as hell. How are the Kings only favored by a possession? Riz saying Pels, fly, fly, fly. Hmm. Kong's clips likes Alvarado. Says give me Grand Theft Alvarado over his steals, whatever it comes out at. Be careful, make sure he's playing enough minutes, but it's definitely a way that you want to play on him. Raven Ron agrees. He likes the Pelicans money line. Says Sabonis points prop is 21.5 and in 16 career games versus Pelicans, he's never gone over this total. Wow. Alfonso says tough spot for Sabonis. That's an interesting call out there, So are you on Sabonis under his point prop? 21.5? And he also says Zion should eat tonight. Smoothie. He says, hit the like button or you're straight up stealing. Much appreciated, bro. Anthony says, what do I think about the total? Um, Remind myself, 237. Well, both teams, Pelicans have been playing faster lately. I know the Kings like to play a pace, especially when they're healthy. But I just worry about how much the Kings have left in the tank in this game for an entire, game. I mean, you have to play pretty good to get over that 237.5. It makes me nervous. Like, I don't feel strong enough to go bet the over, so I guess I lean towards under. Not a strong lean, though. Got you, Munaf. What up, Sean AP? Travis says Keegan for threes. Fox will get mad. Focus. Pelicans really good against threes, so no hurters should mean someone gets them and hopefully Keegan. Interesting look there. Dog Bry says sack first quarter money line. Definitely worth a look. Well, if you like Sacramento, I agree that you want to get in and get out. Just because of how tired I think that they are. They could get gassed by the end of this game. Alfonso said he can never bet an under when Fox plays, and I definitely understand that. Bryce says Kings team total under 118 and a half. If you like New Orleans, they scored 101 or less all three road losses this season. Interesting. That's an interesting call out. Dylan saying team total under correlated. Deontay says under is a good look. So people liking this under in this game. And this is also a good call out. Pelicans number 2 defending the 3 so far this season. So a lot of reasons, make me even like the Pelicans a little bit more. But guys saying we should be looking at Kings team total under. Will they run out of gas in this game? That's the way it stays under for me. And I think that they do, but the pace that both of these teams play, it makes me nervous. And that comment about when De'Aaron Fox is in, I totally agree. I'm too nervous to bet the under, although I do lean that way. Tails in my pocket. All right, let's keep moving. We do have 3 more games. Next game up, Miami Heat versus the Chicago Bulls. Opened up Heat -1.5. Still see 1.5 as a consensus. Total open 210.5. We're currently looking at 208.5. Injury report. Let me hit refresh. We've been on here for 40 minutes now. RJ Hampton, Tyler Hero out for Miami. For Chicago, Caruso, game time, but likely to play. And then Terry, doubtful to play. So we just saw these teams play. We just saw these 2 teams play, and this total has dropped tremendously. I think when they played, it ended like closer to 200 points. Looking at Chicago, their last 4 games have all gone under, and I want to say them as well. I'm getting confused now, but I want to say them as well. And I'm gonna double check here, but their last few games have been right around that. Yeah, the games have been at or under 200 points their last 3, and they've gone under 4 in a row. And then when you look at the matchups between these 2 teams, like I said, last 4 have all went under. So this one is, if you know, you know. I've already explained that part of it, and it's above a 60% angle to bet the under over the past 10 seasons. So we're rocking with the under. Last 5 game stats, bottom 10 in pace for both of these teams. Looking at the offensive rating, also bottom 10 there. So I think, just like that, slower pace game, not a whole lot of great shooting. If anybody's going to get the job done, it's going to be on the defensive end, ranked 9th and 13th. So under, I got 209. Obviously, 208.5, I still would take it. It's low, but it is low for a reason. I think this game ends closer to that 200-point mark once again. Let's take a look at the comment section. If I had to play the side, before I get to the comments, I mean, last 5 games, it does say, Miami has been the better offensive, defensive, and rebounding team. And I just question, camaraderie and everything over there for Chicago right now. I just don't feel like I want to be betting on them a whole lot until they start to move some guys. So lean Miami. Did take the under, and makes me think about Dream. Dream shouted out Levine under his assist prop recently. Maybe that's a way to go for props, but I told you what I'm on and what I like. Take a look at the comment section. You absolutely know me, if you've been around long enough. Kong's Clips says Miami first half. Cody likes Duncan Robinson over his PRA. Maybe you just look at his threes. PRA, though, says Cody. Alfonso says the Bulls turn into the 95-96 Bulls in the second half. Itachi says, if you know, you know. A little bit nervous with that 208. Don't be nervous. Low for a reason. Low for a reason, my boy. Francisco also liking Miami first half. Everybody's saying, how did the Heat lose that last game, blowing that big lead? S. Warrior says trifecta on the Heat. A little bit of payback coming here for that last game, huh? Dr. Shitty says, how are the Bum Bulls only getting 1.5? Saturated is asking for the if you know you know query. Do I keep track of when the total drops below 210? I can gladly check it for you. You just got to bear with me for a second while I move over to this other screen. But let me pull it up here. So date, done. Previous under playoff equals 0. 2013. And total below 210. Set there. It gets even better when it's a low total. 55 unders, 20 overs. That would make it 73.3%. So, like I said, don't be scared of those low numbers, man. They low for a reason. Low for a reason. Good question. Wham Bam also liking Heat first half. So people feeling a kind of way. They say they're getting some revenge here. Manny likes the under. David K likes the Heat first half under. He says it's 10-0. Somebody confirm that it's 10-0 for the Heat first half under. That's a bet we've been overlooking if it's cashed every single game. Man, what are we gonna do with Ball right now? You know that was my boy. Scrolling through some more comments. Wham Bam remind everybody hit the like button. And yeah, Itachi had he pulled it up too, even better. Saturated say, yep, if you know, you know. Manny says, don't gotta think hard with this game. Under. And I'm with you 100%. Let's see. As that Warrior, he knows his team, says look for Duncan over his points. And PRA, He'd actually take things personal when they drop the ball. Appreciate you shouting that out. And Francisco says 8 out of 9 first half winner, Miami. A lot of good stuff in this game, it looks like. So I have to, maybe I'm missing money, and I bet in Miami here is what it might look like. Maybe I'll get to the window. I'm marking on my short list. Heat. I know people were liking that first half, so I will look a little bit more into that. But I will look into the full game as well. All right. Let's go. Next game up, we'll go 5-13, 5-14. The Clippers heading into San Antonio to take on the Spurs. Game opened. Clippers minus 8.5. Still 8.5 pretty much everywhere. Total open 230.5. No movement there either. Injury report, Devin Vassell is listed as out. Boston and Plumlee out for the Clippers. I have to mention it was funny just to see Kawhi showing that kind of emotion when they won that last game that they won. Or that when it got off the snide, just to see him show that kind of emotion was interesting. And I think maybe they'll start to play a little bit better. But am I ready to lay and expect them to win by double digits now? I'm not there yet. They've obviously been better in all the categories that I care about than this Spurs team. Offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. But it's just still not a team I feel comfortable with. They've only won 4 games. I get that they got to win. They didn't even cover. So, no, we're not trusting the Clippers to win by margin. For that simple reason, Spurs are pass. I would prefer to pass here. And you guys still riding that Wemby steals plus blocks prop? That's the first thing that pops in my mind. Spurs are the second worst defensive rated team in the last 5 games. So if you like the Clippers, maybe you just take their team total. I think that's the direction that you would have to pivot to rather than winning by margin. And their team total is 119.5. Let me just take a quick look here. Pull up this game app. And I just want to take a quick look at San Antonio. So past 3 games, they've allowed 120 plus. That gets you over this number we're looking at today. They've also failed to cover their last 4 games. Um, Clippers offense just hasn't been the best. So that kind of makes me nervous. I'll lean Clippers team total over, but still don't think I'll get to the window with it. Let's take a look at the comment section. Riz says can't trust the Spurs. Showtime says this should be a Clips coming out party. Deontay also liking the Clips, and Alfonso liking that team total over that I was mentioning there. I do feel those ways about this game. Minoff says Spurs getting outscored by 10.5 in the second half. So do we wait and take this one? Is that what you're telling us here, Minoff? If it's a close game, we get involved after halftime. Appreciate those numbers. Cody likes Paul George over 1.5 steals. Ronell likes Wemby under 20.5 points. Minoff reminding us the Spurs have gone over every single home game. So that makes me think Clippers team total is probably a good look here. Collins Clips giving LJ a shout out. He says San Antonio first quarter at home is a cash play. Francisco thinks the Clippers are easy here. Justin's getting on the team total over for the Clippers after the show. Munoz says Clips beat the Spurs at home by 40, 123 to 83. Yeah, those kind of losses you definitely remember. Was that really one of their wins this year? They won by 40? Damn. It's been a while since that happened. What was that, like the first game of the season or something? October 29th. Yeah. Spurs, I mean, that would make me think that Spurs first quarter would probably be a good call out, but Nova Sale, uh, I don't feel as comfortable. Clippers team total over, nothing for me. Boofer also agreeing that Spurs are a second half fade. Um, Clippers team total over, nothing. So I'll write that on my sheet. LAC team total over 119.5. Let's keep it going. We have one more game left on the slate. We did reach over 300 viewers. If you guys enjoy the show, if I help you guys make some money, hit the like button for me because it helps me out a hell of a lot. Hell of a lot. And the last show I did was my most viewed show. So much appreciated. It helps get my show out there when you guys hit that like button. Last game on the slate. We will go 5-15, 5-16. Houston Rockets heading into Golden State to take on the Warriors. Open Warriors -7. Not much movement at all. Still see plenty sevens and 1 6.5. Total open 221. We're looking at a consensus of 220, but as low as 219.5. Injury report, and I will hit refresh here. We have Thompson, game time decision. We have Oladipo, doubtful. And we have Eason out. For the Warriors, it looks like Jackson Davis is game time decision. They'll continue to be without Draymond Green. They'll be without Gary Payton as well. The way I felt about this game, it's tough because the Rockets have just been a money making machine. Our guy LJ does like the Rockets first half. They've been really good there. I think they're top 5 in the first half margin so far this season. Let me just double check. No, they're number 6. My bad. Not top 5, but they're number 6. They're still doing well. So I'm not mad at that play at all. And if you do like the Rockets, I think you get in and get out because it's second of a back to back. Second of a back to back. Last game of a road trip says, for these Rockets. Going up against a Warriors team, off an overtime loss. I don't like them being off of an overtime game. But the first thing that made me look at this game was one of my systems that looks at the margins and saying, based on how both teams have been playing, Why is Golden State -7 here? And I looked at it when their opponent is on a back to back and you're the home favorite. I have it as 45, 27, and 1, 62.5%. Now, if that team is also off a loss, like the Warriors are, 23 and 8, 74.2% against the spread. I just don't like that overtime game. Warriors, as good as Rockets have been playing, last 5 game stats say they've been the better offensive rated team, the better rebounding team. They just got to play some defense. So I really, really want to try to get there with the Warriors. It just makes me nervous. But I do think they are the correct side here. Some guys for shouting out Clay. Props for this game. Let's take a look at what everybody else is looking at in this one. Says, shaking my head. 300 people watching, only 126 likes, not even half. Justin says, y'all bugging, not hitting the like. Very disrespectful. I appreciate y'all having my back, man. Appreciate y'all. Saturated says, Rockets +7.5. Şengün over his PRA of 33.5. Also go over his assists of 4.5. Says, yes, please. Give him all the Şengün he can get. I'm not mad. I'm never mad at playing Şengün props. Alfonso says Clippers by 20 plus if Kawhi showed emotion. Riz like in that first half Rockets look. Says +4. Kylie, he likes Jalen Green over 19.5 points and Van Fleet over 17.5 points. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I noticed this first last year. But it's actually Van Fleet. They just say it like that, Van Fleet. The way it's spelled, it's no F there. I noticed that last season. But I think those props could absolutely hit because Warriors defense has not been the best. There's Bill. He says Clay usually goes off against Houston. I don't trust him right now. He is taking a lot of bad shots. Don't have another playmaker that also, has great chemistry with him in Draymond Green. Did get Steph back in the lineup, which helps, hell of a lot. But he hasn't been playing well. But matchup against, and the Rockets been playing good defense, so I can't even pick on him. So we'll see. I know history says he tears these Rockets up, but the Rockets historically are not a great defensive team. They've been a lot better this season. What up, Sheldon? Ronell likes Houston +7.5. Says Rockets third worst net rating in the second half on the road. That's an interesting call out there. So Warriors third quarter will definitely be on the radar then, is what you're telling me. Carly also likes Curry over 28.5 points. And there goes Bryce. Back to the well with Golden State third quarter. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a play here. Do you take it pregame? Do you wait on the game to see how it's going? I mean, if you're liking the Rockets first half, you wait. Cody says Şengün has been cashing for me this year. He's a great talent. And there's Munoz right there. Clay over 15.5 points and over 3.5 3-pointers made. So putting faith in Clay, even though he's been playing bad. Dylan says, Yo, Ski, what's the difference in tiers for the channel? I'm trying to become a member. I did a video on it when I first, started really using this YouTube again back in March. And I'll update the video, but we will have a lot of stuff coming. I'm just getting back in my groove. It's been a while since I've been doing this every single day. And sorry, excuse me. But similar to the things said in that video is what you can expect in the near future. But I will do an update. I appreciate you wanting to support the channel, Dylan. Let's see. Francisco. Rockets +7.5, playing stupid crazy and Golden State losing 5 last games at home. Can't trust those guys, man. Warriors without Green, straight up ass, he says. Riz says, fade Warriors. Good night. Just tell me this. I mean, this is pretty much what you guys are saying. It's true with how they've been looking. But this is pretty much what the system, that I was mentioning earlier is saying. Like, Why would the Warriors be -7 as bad as they played versus Rocket team who's been playing damn good? It has to be something to this game. Damani says back to back for the Rockets. They should crumble in the second half. And did already show us their second half stats like -18 or something like that on the road. So I do think that's what happens. Bryce sharing specific third quarter margins. Warriors plus 1.3, Rockets -4. I'll be on the lookout. I'll have my account open, my wallet open when that third quarter is starting. Says Clay had 19 in the matchup versus Rockets earlier this season in Houston, 5 for 10 from 3. Armando, I don't think this is a Rocket spot tonight. Long balls, Larry. People who watch and don't hit the like, I shampoo my crush. Long balls, Larry. I appreciate you, getting the people to hit the like button or asking the people to hit the like button. Very interesting name. All right, I think it's just going to be a lean as far as the show is concerned right now. Don't be surprised if I'm on the Warriors at the end of the day. Nicole Swanson says, I think it's Warriors come out to playtime tonight. Had their fill of losing. Houston is ready to head home. Yeah, just want to go home. Been on the road forever. Just played last night. Warriors. The only thing that's really holding me up is them off that overtime game. If it wasn't an overtime game, I've already had it in my pocket. So maybe I'll still get there. That is the NBA card. A lot of stuff on my short list here. A couple plays already locked in. Talked out some of these with you guys. Gave me some, backed up some of the ways that I was thinking and feeling, and that's why I love doing the show. So, much appreciated for you guys and what you bring to the show. Now it's that time for best bets, and I don't believe in giving a bet where the number is has moved. Like you get a worse number than me. I'll give you a bet. If you get a better number than me, I'll still give it to you. I'm not gonna, cherry pick on the best bet. That's how I'll call it. I don't know if that's the right way to call it, but I want to give you guys something. I played same number, and right now I'm like in the spot for the Pelicans +1. You guys have said it, similar to that Warriors game. We talked about it in the breakdown, but how the Kings have been looking lately, they're only -1. Like fishy, right? Fishy. I said why? Fourth game in 6 nights, all on the road, second of a back to back. Pelicans have been sitting at home 4 straight games in a row, and they've been playing a little bit better basketball lately. They're getting healthier. Pelicans at home get the win tonight. That will be the best bet for the show. And I mean, I said it once already here, but I'll say it again. This show is absolutely nothing without you guys in this chat. I it's much appreciated. I enjoy doing this, and that's a big part of me, continuing to do it every day. We make money on this show, like my guy Jay says, right? All of us versus the books, and as many good cappers as we have here, I like our chances. So best of luck if you tell. Good luck everybody on all of your action, and I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace.